Hey everybody, it's Chris from Beer Bearings. Welcome back to another Beer of the Week. It's Friday. Tell me what's in your glass this week. And I bet you're doing hurricane prep if you are in New Orleans. So tell me what's in your hurricane prep glass this Friday afternoon while you're making sure you've got all your supplies and your snacks laid in and your candles all in place. My wife Jennifer went to San Diego and just got back last weekend. She went out there for her birthday to visit a friend of hers, and I stayed back here with the puppies. She brought back a bunch of beer with her, and true to form, she doesn't do anything halfway. So the suitcase that she came back with weighed 49.5 pounds. And if you know air travel, 50 pounds is considered overweight. So she did an excellent job. Could not have fit one more can of beer in there without going overweight and having to worry about that. And what I've got to talk about today is actually one called the Bachelor. So 6.5% IPA from Societe Brewing. It's actually spelled in the French way, so it would be Societe Brewing, but I imagine they probably say Society. I don't know. I didn't get to go. The Bachelor is kind of interesting. It's an IPA that they make on a rotating basis with rotating hops. And so the idea is that the Bachelor is kind of a serial monogamist. So they use the same malt, and it's basically the same base beer, and they just use different hops to go in it. And this one is kind of special. This one has Nelson Sauvin hops in it, and those hops were the favorite hop of a guy named Nate Sirocco, and he unfortunately passed away at the age of 39. He was a notable chef and bartender in San Diego and a huge hype man for the craft beer scene and a big friend of the brewery of Societe Brewing. And this particular one was dedicated to him because it was his favorite hop. And you've already seen the silhouette on the photo that I inserted while I was introducing the beer, and that is actually modeled after Nate. And that is something that they did back at the beginning of the series, and obviously they've kept it in place, and it's a very poignant kind of reminder of his life. Really a cool article that I read about him and how much they loved him in the San Diego craft scene out there. Love him, I'm going to say it in the present tense, in the San Diego craft scene. That's one of the great things about craft beer. So I'm going to post some links to that in the comments or in the down below in the YouTube video for everybody to take a look at. Meanwhile, let's grab the beer and see what it's all about. So it is an IPA. I expect it to be West Coast-like. I could be wrong. Let's find out. Oh yeah, definitely crystal clear. 6.5%. That's a good-looking beer in the glass. I usually pour more than I really should for a tasting, but I just can't help myself. So that's gorgeous. That's actually really pretty, like golden. It's an ale, right? So golden ale color almost, really light straw, practically a lager-ish kind of color. I'm already getting some of the notes from the hop. It's got a beautiful white head on it. It's persistent. It's just an absolutely gorgeous beer in the glass. Can't say enough about that. And part of the reason we put these things in glasses is because they look so much better than just drinking it out of a can. Doesn't mean you can't drink out of a can sometimes, but you should always use a glass if you've got one. So yeah, just a gorgeous beer, just a tiny bit hazy, and I'm just going to go with, that could be chill haze, could be lots of things, could actually be part and parcel of the process too. It's got some legs, it's persistent, a little bit of Belgian lace. I can't wait to dig in. So the aroma on this, do the drive-by. Yeah, definitely getting that kind of grape note that the Nelson Sauvin hop is known for. Those are New Zealand hops, actually, and they've been in wide use in America for quite a while. They're very popular, actually. I can't think of a brewery that hasn't used the Nelson Sauvin in something in the last couple of years. So it's a very common hop. Just a really nice, bright aroma, really cool. Yeah, very white wine-like on the very initial flavor, and some nice bitterness behind that. It's got what I would call a medium body. I'm going to take that back. It's got, I'm going to call it like a light medium body or a medium light body. Not a big heavy presentation on the mouthfeel. Got a nice bitterness though. Really makes the case for the Nelson Sauvin hop. You don't get it too often all by itself, and so this is really special. Luckily, I've got 2 pints of this, so I'm going to be able to enjoy the rest of this one at some point, and then Jennifer and I can share the other one. Just a beautiful beer, tastes great. Great tribute to a friend of the industry in San Diego. So I thought I would take a minute on this one since it is a single hop, and I'm going to put some more beer in this glass because that's why we're here. I thought I would take a minute on this one since it's a single hop beer, and it's got such cool kind of visual characteristics, and it's got a cool aroma and all that, to talk a little bit about glassware and why you put it in a glass and how you taste a beer. So I'll do a whole blown out video one of these days on tasting a beer like somebody who's actually tasting it for a competition, or to get more out of it, the same way you would learn about wine. The principles are kind of the same. We put them in a glass because they look nice, and honestly, anybody who's ever worked in food or beverage will know that a whole lot of what the appeal is about food and beverage is the appearance. So that's why you'll see great presentation at restaurants. That's why we have really nice, beautiful goblety stemware for different wines. That's why we prefer nice glasses for beer. It's because the visual impression is important before we even start. Then you might want to give it a whiff, just kind of do a little drive-by, see what you get. Don't hit the table, it's gauche. And when I do that, I get a lot of grape. And when I stick my face in it, which is another way to do it, I still get that grape, but I get a little bit more of the malt profile in it, a little bit more of the malt, and I can't stop swirling it because it looks so nice in the glass, right? So that's a little bit about aroma, and then do the flavor, and you get a small sip, let it kind of coat your tongue, see what you think, swallow it. So this time I actually got a little more bitterness, and I got a little bit more of almost more of a tropical note on it than the first time around. I think I got more grape than tropical, and the Nelson hop also has some tropical characteristics too, so that should not be thought of as being weird or out of line. So like I said, we'll do a video at some point about how you really do it to taste as though you were tasting for a competition. We can talk about glassware and the right amount of beer to pour and all that stuff. But for now, I'm going to go back to getting ready for the hurricane, getting this video edited and posted for you all. I hope you have a great time this weekend, whatever you're doing. And I will talk to you next time on Beer of the Week. If you're watching me on Facebook, I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel and bring your friends over. If you're watching me on YouTube, I would love it if you would like and subscribe and tell your friends. And click the bell even, so that you know when I post a new video, which again right now is every Friday, and it's usually something like this, just a beer of the week, a little chat about a beer. I will see you right back here next time on Beer of the Week. Bye.